This is a 2026 guide on Cerberus, how I like to do Cerberus and make it as repeatable as possible, because I like to farm Cerberus for gold, and I really like doing Slayer. As you can see, I've killed Cerberus 11,884 times. And if you added up the worth of all these crystals that I've sold, it's probably at least 1 billion gold, I would guess, that I've made from killing Cerberus. So I'm a big Cerberus enjoyer, and I kind of wanted to showcase how I like to do Cerberus and make it as AFK, and repeatable as possible. So Cerberus is actually a demon now, so you want to use Arclight. Emberlight, obviously, if you have it. But you should have Arclight. Arclight Dragon Defender will be totally fine. Arclight Dragon Defender, your best melee gear. You don't even need to bring a spec weapon. You can just spec with the Arclight or Emberlight. And I bring 8 prayer potions, a super combat, teleport to house, and then the rest anglers. And that's it. You can obviously bring swaps. You can, if you have the Spectral Spirit Shield, obviously bring that because it will have the prayer reduction. Personally, I just camp my Spectral Spirit Shield. I don't even bring a defender swap. But obviously, if you want to do more DPS, you can. But it will make it more, you know, micro intensive. You'll have to swap your shield every time the spirits come out, and sometimes you aren't paying attention and you forget, and it can screw you up. So I just like to camp it, but you don't need it. It's completely optional. It'll just save you on prayer. But yeah, we're gonna listen here. No adventurers at all. We're gonna go in the left cave. I'm a big fan of the west cave, and yeah, I'm gonna show you how I do Cerberus. It's very easy, and I recommend you do this whenever you get a Hellhound task. Kill Cerberus. Especially if you're a main and can use the GP, because it's really good gold. And it's very easy. So, this is it. Turn on area sounds. This is very important. Turn on area sounds. Spec once at the start of the fight. You want to have your Arclight or Emberlight on stab, because he's a little weaker to stab than he is slash. And then protect from magic, piety. And we're just waiting for the sound cue. You don't even have to have your hands on the keyboard for the first half of the fight. While he's above 300 health, there it is, the sound cue. All right, so now the spirits are coming. Whichever on the left is first. So blue is magic, then melee, then ranged, and then we go back to magic. And that's it. When he spits his fire, I just run through him, just out of habit. But you just want to dodge them. That's about it. It also has a sound cue. What I was gonna say before is that he can only spit the fire there, like he just did, when he's below 300 health. If he's above 300 health, you know that there is no risk of the fire, and the only thing you have to pay attention to is, again, have your area sound on and listen for his howl, because that means the spirits are coming. And that's it. That is literally it. You just keep doing that, and that is how I do AFK Cerberus. So I like to do it this way because, you know, I'll be watching a stream on my second monitor. So like right now, I don't have to be paying attention at all. Right now, I could be fully engaged in some other thing that I'm doing, something that I'm multitasking on, and still making a ton of gold, because Cerberus is amazing gold, amazing Slayer XP. If you have a Hellhound task, I would definitely recommend doing Cerberus if you're able. Obviously, if you're burned out, you can do whatever. If you're an Iron Man and you already have the items, obviously you don't need to farm Cerberus. But really, really good gold for mains, especially for how low intensity it is. Like, again, I haven't had to click anything since I started this fight. Like, nothing's happening. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll hit certain damage thresholds that will basically make it so he won't do anything. That can happen sometimes, but for the most part, he's gonna howl at least once or twice. So here's a howl. So I'm gonna get my prayer up a little. Left is red, so we're gonna start with red. Oh, I killed it. And sometimes that'll happen. Again, if he's below half, sometimes he'll do his fire spit simultaneous to summoning the spirits. And you'll have to do both simultaneously, which if you're new can be a little daunting. But the main thing I like to do is just run through him and then just be ready to switch your prayers to follow the spirits. And the reason I say run through him is that's just instinctively how I dodge the fire spit, is I just run through Cerberus. I don't even look at them or see where they're going. I always just run through him, and that seems to work 99.9% of the time. So that's what I recommend. And yeah, that's it. There's really not much more to Cerberus. Again, you just listen for the howl. When he howls, just look over and do the prayers. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Kill Cerberus, pray that you get primordials because those are worth like 30 mil each. Maybe they drop now, but I know they go up and down. I've always sold mine for at least 30 mil a pop. So very good gold, very easy, very low intensity boss, very underrated in my opinion. Like this is lower intensity than like rune dragons in my opinion, because rune dragons just do way more damage and you have to spend way more time looting. But granted, at Cerberus, you have to know how to do the prayer swap or the prayer flicking. But it's a very introduction to prayer. Like I feel like if you can do Scurious, you can do Cerberus. I feel like in some regards, Cerberus is easier than Scurious, and Scurious is like an introduction to prayer flicking boss. So really shouldn't have much trouble. Again, main takeaway from the video: turn on area sounds. You could be super AFK, just listen for the sound cues. When you hear the sound cues, okay, now I have to play the game for a little bit because I just heard the sound cue. And that's it. I recommend doing melee. You can also do ranged, but I think melee is just better. I think melee is just better. That's it. You can, again, bring a spec weapon if you want. You can bring a defender swap if you want. You can do whatever you want. I just like to make it as AFK and repeatable as possible. And for the sake of the video, I'll show how I resupply and come back. I just teleport to my house. You know, I heal. You can obviously heal other ways, but I have a fountain in my house. And then I go back to Falador. And obviously you can use the Keymaster teleport tabs if you have those, but those are like 20, 30k a pop now that they're tradable. They used to not be tradable. But and then I bank here, so I would, you know, come here, deposit my loot, and then I would, you know, restock my prayer potions, and then my food, and I would run back and I would kill more Cerberus. And that's it. That's how I do Cerberus in 2026. Again, super easy, super relaxed, very low intensity, surprisingly low intensity for how good GP per hour it is. And I highly recommend you do this, especially if you're someone like me who likes to watch streams or watch YouTube while playing RuneScape. Cerberus is actually a boss that you can do that with, because it's a lot lower intensity than you might expect once you get, you know, the hang of the prayer flicking. And that's about it. I hope you get out there, kill Cerberus, get some prims, make some GP. Like the video if you liked it, and thanks for watching. Peace.